Good morning, this is totally random.
Featuring Franz Maruna and Andrew Embler.
Hello! Welcome to Movie Phone. No, totally random.
It is totally.
Welcome to the 1st of June. This is Totally Random. I'm Franz. This is Andy. It's your weekly talk show about concrete5. Today is going to be the shortest ever Totally Random.
Totally short.
Thank you. No, we do have a little bit of stuff to go over. Not a lot of news beyond today's a very short Totally Random. We got a lot of work to do, things to get to. So if you have a question that you're going to want us to answer, and how would you do that, you need to be asking that question to the social stream right now.
Put it in the stream.
Put it in the stream so we can
a
answer.
rock.
Please.
Digital.
Get it out. Ask your question. Think of it now, because we're going to cut you off. Let's do the karma stuff.
And the weekly karma winners. Come on down.
Cool. Karma machine has run.
It has.
We have winners.
Yeah, we got Manio winning a copy of the Specifications Table Builder.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is pretty good.
That's a useful thing to have around.
Build a hosting company.
We got that for helping. We got Ian J with a copy of the discussion forums for doing promotion.
Nice.
And then Groker got a copy of the domain mapper. That's a nice one too.
That is a good one.
For good work.
Cool, well thank you. It's awesome to have everyone doing different stuff for the community, whether you're promoting the project, doing pull requests in Git, or just helping people in the forums is all very important. And the only reason that we're the fastest growing open source CMS out there is because of you. So thank you very much. That
Sounds like something totally random is happening behind the screen.
Let's have some fun in the forums, Matt.
Introducing Fun in the Forums!
We're back yet?
We're back.
Just two quick ones today. I think first we're going to do this e-commerce one.
Cool.
Some fine fellow asks, hi all, quick question. Has anyone used e-commerce in anger? I.e. with more than 50,000 products, each with 3 or 4 variations. Cheers! First off, kudos on tone. That's fun and refreshing. Don't do that. That's too much for the e-commerce. I mean, maybe that would work. I'm sure that would work, but
It would. There's no reason why it couldn't handle it from a data storage perspective, but I think the tools are built in such a way that it kind of assumes that you have a manageable list from a picking.
Your concerns about anger are well founded.
Yeah.
When we designed e-commerce, it was very much we were very much reacting to our experiences with other e-commerce systems where everything was highly structured into categories and detailed products, and you couldn't really customize the way this looked versus that. And we were doing a lot of work for people who had very design-centric needs with like a dozen products. So we wanted to make a flexible framework that you could use if you knew what you were doing to really skin a store the way you liked it. The idea of managing 50,000 products with 3 to 4 different SKUs each is just well beyond what we ever intended e-commerce to do. And to be perfectly frank, more than we ever will make it do for a one-time fee of $125. That's just not. It's oranges and apples. You should check out Magento. The other forum post that I wanted to look at real quick was exporting data. Hello. I am looking at running an export from my concrete5 database, including details about users, orders, etc. I want this data in XML format. This will then be imported into an external back office system. Can anyone please give me directions to the best way to export data from C5? Oh, and I see that Manny has already gotten in there and started to make a post, and
20 minutes ago.
that's pretty much what we would tell you to do too. So there's 2 different ways you can think about, rabbit holes you might go down. One is, if you're paying attention closely to 5.5, you'll see there's something called starting points built in there. There's actually a package and a how-to that you can get to essentially export the content of your site as a huge XML blob that you can then use to use as a starting point for a new site. That one might think would be a great place to start. Well, hey, that's XML. Let's just use that. However, you would be wrong. It does not export users. It's not going to export orders from your e-commerce. It is really about the content and kind of design settings within your site. Very much geared towards that idea of making a prefab starting point, if you will. But not really as like an ongoing, just give me the current data of my site.
Yeah, it's really meant to give you the tools to create a sort of a representation of content, which you can then use to re-import at some point. It doesn't keep track of who made what page because it figures you don't really, you're not using it for that.
It's trying to make an image of what the website looked like at a moment of time, not
build something once and make your site always look the
So
same.
you're going to have to write that, is the longer answer. It seems like what their supply is kind of getting to. If we were looking at that, we would look at what data really needs to get into those third-party systems, and then we would write tool scripts to export that data. Really, not even export that data, just pull that data whenever you hit the tool script as XML. So,
and there's the core API and there's an object called the user list class that you can use to query the users table, and then it exposes methods for getting all the information about every user in your system.
So try that out.
Yeah.
We're going to try out something different today. So we've noticed, Andy and I have noticed in these totally randoms, that as the organization continues to mature and we ourselves are playing less of a hands-on role in improving each and every item in the PRB, we've created more infrastructure to help with that, and we've kind of we've got more staff that are helping with it, and certainly our team is reviewing each and every add-on, but we often have no idea what's
That may not
happening.
be the authority on an add-on, and probably quite likely at this point or not.
I would say with authority, we are not the authority. So what we've decided to do is to check in with our man Greg Joyce, who is the authority on what's going on with the PRB, and we're going to tune in with Greg Joyce every week to see what kind of choices that he's made in the PRB. So let's open the PRB.
Introducing Great Choice by Greg Joyce.
All right, that's good.
All right, Greg, what kind of choices are you making right now?
It's gonna be a hot one. Think about getting some fresh air.
Well, Greg, I don't know if you should open that window. That doesn't look like a great choice. Well, I don't know, think it through. What happened in the PRB this week?
I got some themes and add-ons.
Cool.
Yeah, we got first add-on, Reflection by, this is hard to pronounce names over international guys, but OUNZIW is his username.
Who is it?
And it lets you check the source code for the core source code right in your dashboard.
Ah, okay.
And John the Fish gave us parent area, which lets you put an area from a page that's higher up in your site hierarchy onto any other page in a block.
Oh, okay, so you can pull stuff from one spot, put it in another.
Yep.
Handy.
Tal Ackman, or actually we're still on add-ons. Growth Curve did the social stream, and it gives you like nicely formatted content from a variety of different social networks right in one block.
Oh.
Social stream.
More streaming.
And Ackman gives us a new theme, little boxes. It's a kind of a fun one. It's got some CSS shading options and includes some image templates for you.
Oh yeah, very professional.
And Brian Lewis has given us the colorful theme, which has some horizontal strikes of complementary color, and it has responsiveness.
Color, nice.
And Pygmalion, gives us Pygmalion Consus, which is kind of a gray and orange theme, and it's based on the big business theme.
Ah, cool.
And that's all for me. I'm gonna think about this window.
All right, well, be careful with that. Think it through. We'll see you next week. All right, we are doing great.
Yeah, we're powering.
Blasting through. We are into how would we do that?
Let's do it.
How would we do that?
All right. What do you want us to do?
Questiones.
Questions, eh? Well,
What about
Questions 3.
Okay, this one, that seems like an old question that's probably been asked a few times in the Concrete5 forums over the years. This is from Bogdan Michka. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's from the chat room. They say that search in some places, like in groups, they say seems to work only with a single keyword. How can this be modified to use a combination of keywords?
Well, like, that's true. If you're searching groups in like the dashboard or something like that, it only works. There's no, it will search a variety of different fields, but everything you type into that box has to be
Just single string.
single string.
It's not.
But it searches description and name and stuff like that.
Just gets all the data, but it doesn't
Doesn't
do
break
any
'em up.
fancy
Nope.
Boolean, also just a Google love.
No, because that opens its own horrible can of worms. This is, we found the simpler the search, you know, it's good enough 99% of the times, and fancy ones do good things 25% of the time, and then do bizarre things 25% of the time. So, probably no plans to change that.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Wish I had a better answer for you.
Yeah.
Name your stuff.
I've never had a
groups
problem searching for
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know. There are situations we haven't seen, but that's the way that is.
Okay, I got one from Canon F700. He says, I had an add-on based on the page list block that worked great in 5.4. In 5.5, the ability to filter based on page attribute quit working. Can you point me in the right direction to fix this?
Only in controller.php, I would do a diff between the one that works, the page list class that worked, the controller of the page list block that worked, and the controller of the one that doesn't, and see what's changed. We did do some work in there primarily to fix some blog tag searching issues. I don't think it would have. I wouldn't have thought it would
we didn't have
affect
a deep
it.
rethink of that.
No, we did.
We wanted to in the past.
Yeah, no, but we didn't.
Haven't.
Yeah. And in fact, actually, now that I think about it, that was the search block that has the filter by attribute good for tags, not the page list block. So I don't know what the difference is.
Maybe there's something else going on.
Yeah.
That was not something we rethought dramatically.
Yeah,
So-
I would do a diff between those two. Start there, the controller.
Okay, and this is the last question I see posted so far, so if you got another one you want to sneak in, go ahead and post it to the chat. This is from FormWork5, and they ask, how can you view a complete list of all the add-ons and themes available in the marketplace? Perhaps using an RSS feed instead of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
You can't.
You cannot.
No.
I suppose we should make an RSS feed of.
I feel like there is an RSS feed. It just doesn't let you go back in time forever because RSS doesn't let you do that.
Let's look at our website and see what we see.
Yeah,
there's an
let's look
RSS
at it.
button right up here. What does
Yeah.
this give me? Well, this is like a list of data.
Yeah. It's just, it only is everything when you start looking at it, you know?
Oh, it's just what's on the page.
Because RSS doesn't go back to infinity.
Yeah.
I suppose it could, but I don't think that would be very good for a database, to be honest.
Big load. Yeah. So no. Which kind of makes sense, I guess, because I mean, there's
like 800 apps.
yeah. You don't want you necessarily
500, 600
hitting our server with that all the time because you know, to what end? There's a question. Why do you need that? What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Write an IRC script to
Yeah.
update IRC every time anything happens.
Yeah.
Or is it?
But there is an RSS feed, so you can stay
Get the
abreast
recent ones.
of new things.
Right.
Seeing, yeah, I don't know, I guess Jay Steel 123 would like one of those too, but I'm not sure exactly what the full list, what benefit that would get.
You got an RSS feed, but it sounds like you're asking, can I have an RSS feed of everything in the marketplace whenever I want to hit it, as often as I hit it? And I think that, you know, why?
You know, at some point we could do like Wikipedia does and provide some up-to-date XML dump that we generate that's not dynamic.
In the database.
But again, like Franz was saying the last time we did the show, everything on our own site is a trade-off, and so whatever time we spend doing something means we have to bump stuff that's probably more valuable.
No layouts with hierarchy for you. Yeah, so different ways you could get that. Just scroll down forever and then hit the RSS button and get a complete list.
I think it's just matters of the current marketplace. It's kind of hard to browse around as it gets bigger and bigger, and I think that's kind of true. But if you searching is good, filtering is good too.
We could always do better categorization in there. The theme categorization is a lot better than it used to be. We need to bring that same love to add-on categorization, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a good one we could talk about. I'd love to see a discussion start somewhere of additional categories that we might add to add-ons and themes.
Yeah.
And maybe Julia could kind of like spearhead that, keep the conversation sane.
Because I do think a lot of stuff gets lost just because you don't even know where we might have add-ons of that
It's
nature.
very easy for us to add categories, as you would imagine. Custom attributes. Yeah. That I would love to actually fix the actual problem. If there is a concern about it's hard to find stuff in there, let's fix that
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Cool. Got a question that sort of ties into marketplace stuff, and this was regarding sales from stuff you're selling in the marketplace. This is from Ali Phillips. He asks, multi-license sales seem to register as licenses in sales stats, but not in the income column. Does that sound like it rings a bell? Anything you guys have seen?
No, we didn't. Those sales reports actually came from. That was actually Tony, who was a one-time core member, a concrete5 alum, did that stuff, and we integrated it, but haven't really put it through a tremendous amount of paces. Although we have tried to tighten it up speed-wise.
The sales graphs we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. So
That reporting
pretty.
pretty well, but the raw data is right.
Yeah.
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 Okay, cool. Got a question from Crazy Kate.
Uh-oh.
And she says, it would be nice to copy a scrapbook and then paste from the scrapbook into a stack. Any thoughts on being able to do that?
We're not doing anything with scrapbooks. I think you should just put stuff in stacks and get away from scrapbooks as fast as you can. Scrapbooks did an okay job in 5.4 and earlier. They were definitely built quickly. Personal scrapbook and global scrapbook were built in completely different ways. They're, I'm not going to say hacked, but they just didn't have a lot of the stuff under the hood they really should have.
Yeah.
Stacks does. All of our love is going to go into improving stacks. I know on our list of things to do is to make it so you can paste a specific block from a stack instead of just the whole stack. That's kind of a pretty gaping one in my eyes. So it's definitely on our 5.3 list, 5.6 list, whatever that was.
It sounds like she wants a migration tool, so like a way to go from a one-time way to go from a scrapbooks in your site to stacks. You know, that would be pretty nice. I don't know that we're going to be.
Someone could build that.
Someone could definitely build.
That'd be awesome.
Everything. It wouldn't be that difficult for someone familiar with concrete5 add-ons to put something like that together.
Yeah. Hard stuff with that kind of thing is it's like unless you're really exposed to the actual data and kind of scenario the person's dealing with, it's really easy for those update scripts to not quite do stuff right. Like, what, do I really want to make a stack for every scrapbook
Yeah,
that I had?
exactly.
Or like, is this an
You would have to be
opportunity to
thoughtful
kind of
about
clean things up a little anyways? So, again, that's just one of those things. It's like, well, that's a migration problem, and there's a lot of different ways to crack that nut.
So there's a little discussion happening about categorizing your add-ons in here. I wanted to highlight something John Fish said. He said, is there any way for developers to give feedback on categories that their prospective marketplace add-on will be listed under? Any way for them to suggest where we might categorize their stuff?
Like during the PRV process, you're saying?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, there's like a discussion forum in there that you could put your words into.
I guess one of his didn't get categorized at some point, and so it was hard for people to find. But
Yeah, no, I'm sure that has happened.
yeah, if you see one of your add-ons that isn't categorized, get in touch with Julia, and she'll get someone to fix that for you.
Yep,
That's what I would recommend.
sure.
But as someone who categorizes stuff in the PRV, suggestions are
Welcome.
yeah, definitely
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Encouraged.
Yeah.
Eagerly.
Cool. Well, I think that handles all the questions I see in the chat right now. But
Sweet.
if you
Awesome.
I think we're gonna do it,
that's the
man.
end of our totally random
Well,
wrap.
happy Rose Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you next week.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.